way. Put them to sleep. Damn it!
I'm a conscientious objector, you dick!
You call him dirty money?
War vehicle!
So this is where our defense spending goes.
Don't you got some global police work to do?
What are you doing here, Private?
Ah, sweet GTA 5. It's so much fun. I mean, essentially what it is the plot, if you look at it, is basically a James Ellroy knockoff. Three guys against government scumbags, against private industry scumbags, having to kill them all eventually after they screw them over. That's basically the plot. It is basically based on James Ellroy. But at least the writers stole from someone who's really good. And then they added stuff in like, you know, the ability to blow people up with rocket launchers and the ability to fight clouds with hallucinating and basically steal ambulances and run people over and steal fire engines and do all sorts of stuff. I mean, basically it's an open world, so it's loads of fun to do stuff like that. But I mean, the plot itself is kind of silly, but who cares? I mean, it's not as good as Red Dead Redemption, but most games aren't, because that was a really well put together story. This one's, it's a bit weaker. I mean, there's lots of silly, you know, connections. They don't quite make sense, and some of the characters are a bit weak. You know, like Franklin's pretty much, you know, a sociopath who's meant to be wanting to do a good thing, but who never backs it up and always ends up being selfish, and it becomes very annoying because he's just been put in as, you know, one character to the audience figure, and they don't know how to write that. There's other characters who make up for that, like Trevor, who's, you know, a psycho, total psycho, who smashes people's heads in for no reason, who kills his enemies en masse, you know, who also, you know, has interest in teddy bears and Asian women for, you know, strange reasons that who knows why. Then there's Michael, who's, you know, whines a lot and kills a lot of people, and he's got a family who should be given the shining treatment. They're just terrible people. But it's fun though. I mean, those characters, the dialogue and how the actors portray it make it fun. And there's other characters like Lester, who is the man with the plan. All those things are fun, but Franklin's a pain in the arse. He's terrible, and you wish he'd die during most of the game. He's just so boring. And it's nothing to do with the actor. The actor does it well, but the character is just not written properly. It's like, we don't know how to write this character. We're not going to try. The characters themselves are very basic. I mean, they're sort of a sitcom type of situation where they can't advance that much because the main point is to get from A to B to the next action sequence. So they try and make the game like a novel with lots of interaction and lots of interconnections, but it doesn't quite pay off because it's always based on get to the next action scene, and books don't work like that, so it kind of doesn't quite work that way. And in those kind of stories, characters evolve as situations affect them. In this one, they don't really evolve. It is sort of like a sitcom where they go back to their basic character after every adventure, and it's not that satisfying that way. But the dialogue's great because with Michael and Trevor, they've set up something so good in the first place. Characters are so good, with such good history and interaction, that they can say things that are brilliant. They're very character based, they'll work really well, but it's sort of the limitations of the game play really means that it only goes so far, but the performances and the dialogue, they're so good that it could be a movie. But the way they progress isn't very movie-ish or isn't very TV-ish because no one ever really changes. There's never any real progression. So it's half in, half out. I mean, unlike Red Dead Redemption, where people slowly evolve and it is much more novelistic, this one doesn't really pay off because it doesn't really deliver that. And the gameplay is great, and the gameplay is really good. I mean, it's basically though, you aim, you shoot, you can use rocket launchers, you sticky bomb people, you drive fast. I mean, there's nothing there after like 10 minutes of playing around with it, you won't work out if you played some games. I mean, I'm not that great a gamer, and I could work out the controls really fast, and getting to the different weapons is fairly easy to do. Even within shootouts, you can switch weapons for maximum impact, so it's really good that way. It's very simple, and the missions themselves are great fun to run around with. They progress well. They're tiered so that you do one bit of a mission and you do another bit, you do another bit within that mission. Even if it's a very small mission, it keeps on progressing within a situation well, so you're always interested. And that's the big thing that the game itself is. It's paced brilliantly. I mean, you don't notice the fact that the characters are very basic so much because it's paced so fast. You're still doing a lot of things. You get lots of cutscenes that are very talky, but they're funny. And when you interact with different missions, which you can do your own order in the side missions, and the main mission you do in a certain order. But they're paced brilliantly, so you always feel like you're moving on, you're doing things that are interesting, you wonder what happens next, so you end up playing for hours constantly. So I've played it twice, and I've played twice pretty fast both times because it's a very compulsive experience. Even though I think I knew what was going to happen, the missions themselves were so much fun that you did it anyway. I mean, the missions themselves are pretty much rip-offs of movies. I mean, there's a Tower Inferno rip-off, there's a Usual Suspects rip-off where they go to a boat, there's a heist, which is very Heat-like. At the end, pretty much a Godfather, where you're killing your enemies one by one. But it doesn't matter, because they do a little twists and things, so it's not exactly the same, but you can see the influences. But they're done so well and are so enjoyable that you don't really mind. Because, I mean, Red Dead Redemption is the same thing where you're doing spaghetti western stuff, traditional western stuff, but they're doing things that are really enjoyable. That's what these developers are really good at, is like, what do you want to do, what do you want to see? They'll do that, they'll do it with a twist. So that's great. An open world's great because you can run around and do whatever you want. So if you feel tired from doing a couple of big missions, you can do little side missions, and that's fun. So it's very enjoyable. And even doing those side missions within the main missions, it still feels very well paced, so you always feel like you're doing something interesting. I think doing the James Ellroy rip-off where you do 3 characters and jump between them, it makes it work. I mean, that's why they do it in the books as well, those novels, is because whenever one story gets boring, the next one takes over. And I hope they keep doing that because it really works. It means you can do a lot more with the situation. So the open world stuff's great, and the whole game's great. I mean, this is more like a months later talking about it because everyone who plays it knows it's a really good game. So, and also you get to shoot and kill the balls, which is also fun. And you get to do lots of other antisocial things that run people down. But during some missions, I would try and run down as many civilians as possible while I was doing it, just for the fun of it, because I was replaying it. So it was just silly stuff like that, which is really enjoyable. But it's brilliant. It's a really fun game.